name is Jake Gesling. I'll be talking with you about Daniel Gilbert's book, Stumbling on Happiness today. I'm joined by my sister Maddie and her friend Daly. Okay, so to start off, Gilbert talks a lot about, some good, he brings up some good points in this book. His thesis is that I found to be that people imagine the future poorly. And by that I don't mean that they imagine a negative future for themselves. I mean, who would want that unless you're sick, and you're ill or something like that. But they imagine it in such an unrealistic manner that it often results in unwanted results, I guess I could say it that way. Letdowns, so to speak. So something that he talks about that makes humans different than other animals, other species, is that we are consciously aware of the way that we think and the way that we think about our future. And so we have an imagination. Other species don't have this. And so, but Gilbert also brings up that our imaginations fail. They add and remove details, often leading to letdowns, like I said, and increasing anxiety and stress. They also, the imagined future that one has for themselves is often more like the present than we hope. And oftentimes, we imagine things in the future to change things from the present, when in reality they end up being more like the present than we had wished they'd been. So, and then another thing is that things will always feel different than imagined. It's just going to be, it's not going to turn out quite as extravagant, quite as nice as you had wished. And so these things, these theories about the imagination that Gilbert presents kind of drive the way that he presents his information in the book. One idea that he brought up that I have been focusing on in my life recently is this idea of using others' experiences to predict my future rather than imagining it. And he brings up the fact that this will lead to more realistic, less anxiety, and more enjoyment on my pursuit of my happiness. Like I said, our ability as humans to consciously think of our future and where we want to be, where we've been, what we've done, is something that makes us different from other species. The brain's ability to, its imaginative capabilities have really set us apart in terms of the way that we think. And so, often this leads to our brains filling in information in our memory and our actions, to kind of hide the blind spots that we have in our brain. And this often leads to altered experiences, especially compared to what we had envisioned what we would experience. This ties into this idea of the text that we're reading in class that's kind of guiding our class, and it brought up an idea of wealth. I think it's interesting that this book also mentions that when a person jumps from poverty to making $100,000 a year, the amount of happiness they get out of that is greater than their jump from 100,000 to 5 million. And so it's just something to think about. The way that we think really drives how happy we are, not necessarily the materialistic things in this world. To conclude, I plan to be more conscious and more thoughtful about the ways that I think about my future and my thoughts day to day. I think it's an important key to my pursuit of my happiness, and I hope to better understand myself having completed this. Thanks.